Hi there, my name is Mark Cruz from Nikon Canada, and I want to spend the next few minutes going over Nikon's newest flagship DSLR, the D6. Now the D6 is a specialized tool that is aimed at the professional photographer who requires the best tracking autofocus, the fastest shooting capability, and the easiest way to get the images from their camera to their smartphone, their computer, or even directly to their editor. It also uses the fastest cards on the market with dual CF Express card slots, although it's fully backwards compatible with XQD cards as well. So let's first look at the newest and most powerful autofocus system Nikon has ever made. This is a brand new 105-point AF system using the new multi-cam 37K autofocus module. Now, thanks to a triple sensor arrangement for each AF point, the sensor density is higher in comparison to the D5, with less gaps between the columned groups. Another major improvement in the D6 is that every AF point is now fully selectable, while also being a cross-type sensor as well, providing even greater sensitivity no matter where your subject is within the frame. Thanks to a dedicated AF processor which handles over 1.5 times more focusing information than the D5, you're going to see a great improvement on what was already the best autofocus system in the market. By using defocus information, the D6's new AF algorithm is able to easily separate your subject from the background or foreground, even if another object passes in between the camera and your subject. While the overall AF system has been completely overhauled, there are also changes that have been made to individual AF area modes, with the biggest change being that you can now customize the group area option. Now, group area AF is still present and is still a diamond-shaped grouping of AF points which work together as one large AF point, selecting the closest subject to the camera. This is great when you have a single subject in the frame that's moving erratically, such as a soccer player or skier, as anything within the AF group locks onto your subject instead of the background. With the D5, you had group area, but also a horizontal and vertical group area option, which was a single line that extended horizontally or vertically throughout the AF coverage area, which still prioritized the closest subject. What's new with the D6 is instead of having dedicated horizontal or vertical group area modes, you can now customize the size of the grouping depending on your specific subject matter. You now have 17 separate patterns to select from in each of 2 custom settings. So if you know the sporting event that you're shooting could have an erratically moving subject and distracting elements in the foreground, you can customize the AF points to help maximize your chance of getting that perfect shot. With an even more advanced scene recognition system, when you use either auto area AF or 3D tracking, the D6 is able to achieve focus using the upper body, face, or for the first time in a Nikon DSLR, even eye priority. This is done all through the viewfinder and is the most advanced detection capability ever from a Nikon DSLR. While the autofocus of the D6 is faster and more accurate, the camera itself is faster too, as it can now shoot at 14 frames per second with full auto exposure and focus, thanks to a newly developed mirror driving mechanism. And if you don't want to hear the mechanical shutter firing, say during a wedding or press conference, you can turn on live view and shoot in silent photography mode at 10.5 frames per second at full resolution. Just like the D780, the D6 can also select very slow shutter speeds, being able to select down to 900 seconds of shutter speed or 15 minutes. For professional photographers who are shooting in the field needing to file their photos on the spot, there are so many major improvements found in the D6 that'll make their life so much easier. First, let's talk about the hardware improvements, as the D6 now has built-in GPS to more easily save location data, built-in Bluetooth that'll work with Nikon SnapBridge app, and 2.4 and 5 gigahertz dual-band Wi-Fi that can send photos directly to your computer. If you do require even faster image transfer, or you want to use advanced functions such as FTP transfer, You can attach Nikon's WT6 wireless adapter to gain even more functionality. Now, being able to physically send the photos is just part of the equation though, because when you're in the middle of a shoot, it can sometimes be difficult to sort and prioritize which photos should get sent or that you've already sent. There is now a touch option in the D6 that allows you to quickly select a photo just by flicking up or down on the touch LCD screen. You can give a photo a rating, select to send the photo, protect it, or begin a voice memo, all with just a quick touch of the screen. Now let's say you use the flick up option to give a 5-star rating to photos. What if you want to filter all your playback images just to show all those 5 stars? Well, you can use the I button to set which criteria you'd like to look at, in this case, 5 stars. Then by selecting filtered playback, only those images are shown. An even quicker way to filter your images is by customizing the sub-command dial to only show images that are either rated, protected, still images only, or movies only. In this case, select rated, and by using the front command dial, you can easily scroll through only the rated images. While a lot of advanced photographers shoot RAW, there are some shooters who need to file while still in the field who don't have a use for the RAW workflow. For those photographers, there's now an option to shoot large JPEG to one card and small JPEG to the other. And this is great for easily transferring the smaller JPEG if no changes are needed. And if slight edits or cropping is required, you can use the large JPEG. And just like the D780, there's both the ability to crop vertically from a horizontal image, and you can now use the new delete function, which allows you to delete the same image from both cards at the exact same time. So whether you need the most powerful autofocus Nikon has ever made, fast 14 frames per second shooting capability, rock solid build quality, amazing high ISO performance, or the best in-camera workflow, the D6 is set to help any working professional who needs to rely on their camera no matter what environment they're shooting in. For any further info on the D6, please go and check out our website.